that is 2019, like grinning with a doobie, you know, happy. And like
2020 is gonna be great.
Like literally, and then like
it's our year.
This is 2020. Like actually, wait, with a glove. Like literally, things took a turn. No one expected this,
but here we are.
Oh my god. I love this mask so much. One of our cousins was saying that in Toronto they haven't noticed the 7 o'clock cheering for the medical professionals. So is that a worldwide thing? Is that a Victoria thing? Is that a BC thing? So at 7 p.m.
Well, it's definitely in Vancouver.
In Vancouver as well. Okay.
Yeah,
so at 7 p.m. like people get onto their porches, onto their doorstep, bang pots, clap, woot, you know, anything.
I love it so much, and people do it in neighborhoods too. Like just come out into the street and do it.
So nice.
It is so nice.
Just to like support and, you know, just to take a moment, show their support for all of the people still working, all of the healthcare workers, like emergency workers. Just it's so amazing. Like
one night we were doing a mountain hike at 7 o'clock in the mountain. You could hear,
oh my god,
the echoing of all of the pots and pans, and you could hear the boats blowing their horns in the water. It was so cool. It was something special.
It's like a huge deal for everyone. Like raises awareness. People really do take a second. Maybe then when they see someone out, they act a bit kinder because there's a sense of community. Any healthcare worker or any person still doing important work who hears that, I hope knows that we mean that, you know, like they get a thank you and maybe a little boost of energy. Like it is something. You
and
know,
also I think for people,
moment.
For everybody, it gives them something to look forward to in the day. Because really, a lot of people are having some really severely dull days.
Yeah.
And like, for them, it's a chance to go out, look at other people.
Yeah.
Do something with other people, even if it's just for a minute. Like, it's just something.
Yeah.
To look forward to.
And that's actually that is a very good point, because like I'm currently staying with my grandparents and my mom in an apartment, and it's an apartment, you know, we've mostly got to stay inside, quick moments out, you know, on walks, but no major yard, and they're old, you know, and there's plenty of other old people in that building who are living alone. But at 7 o'clock, there's someone directly below us who plays a trumpet, and it's beautiful, you know, as well as everyone else cheering, and you can see people on the deck. It's like, it's something. And all those little things, like making sure you do shower and get dressed, and making, you know, just these little things are what we have to kind of cling on to in these strange waters, to just try and like give yourself some meaning and keep a bit of a routine until we can do the things we want to again. Oh, things really took a turn.
Things really took a turn. I think your hair looks really good right now. You've got like an ombre going on.
And I mean,
eventually once it gets long enough, it's ombre.
That is literally what happened. There was like a rough phase where I was like, oh, and also my bangs were just getting longer and longer, but like I now have well and truly been through the quarantine phase of I'm cutting my fucking bangs, I'm doing it, like I've done it. Like I've definitely, that's happened. I've cut them multiple times now. And so yeah, now it's like ombre, I'm doing my own maintenance, like I don't know, maybe this is also in the category of things we now learn to at least like less
reduce,
you know, at least less. And thank you. It feels good to be in public, sort of, vaguely, a little bit, to have an appointment, to have an engagement, to have a commitment.
So what I did is I made a calendar and put like a tiny task on each day, like something that's kind of been bothering me, and then I can keep the calendar too and like look at it and be like, I have done something, instead of just time just disappearing into an abyss like it did for the last 5 weeks.
Well, and actually, and because you've been through a phase of this before, of like Marie Kondoing some shit, and it went well.
I know, I wish I'd been out in public a bit more then, though, now in hindsight. Because I already did like a month of self-isolation just because I like couldn't handle the messiness of my existence. But
It's like bad timing.
I probably should have been out, you know, like touching
Partying,
people
like,
and like grinding on strangers,
eating
in
at
the
buffets,
eating at buffets, yeah, you know,
swimming in pools. You love that.
I'm never gonna do that.
You've always been a borderline germaphobe, really, and so I feel like, or not even borderline. She's always been a germaphobe
most of my life.
Whereas I've always been like my nickname was Grungy Lynn growing up because I never really bathed. so like
she was grungy.
So like,
for sure.
I feel like I've improved and learned some things and like gotten better in this time. Whereas I think that this just exacerbates your already like kind of bad neuroses. That's
Definitely.
what I think.
Definitely.
As a trained psychologist.
Well,
because seriously, so much shit has changed. And I don't blame, you know, I do blame Trump, but I mean, I don't blame actual scientists who later changed their minds on things. But it's the Wild West. It's fucking crazy.
well, and that's it, is that they just don't know.
No.
And so just be as careful as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're very, 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 very careful, like,
then you'll be
safe.
Safe, exactly.
But if you are lax as fuck and being an idiot,
exactly,
you can't go back from there.
just be really careful. Just stay alone. Mind your business. Just it's time for some alone time, I think. You know, and like be kind to yourselves. Like, as we were saying, be kind to everyone, but also kind to yourselves. Like, truly, the whole world is going through some grief right now, like in whatever form that is. For some people it's unimaginably awful, families who've lost multiple members, just, you know, so much pain. But even just looking at how our world is changing and the number of other people who are suffering, and, you know, if you have a shred of empathy, as most people do, Trump, honestly, he just invades my brain in this hateful manner. But talking about anything, I'm like, everyone except Trump has empathy. Like, it's crazy. He's crazy. Anyway, it's a very trying time. Everyone's emotional. Everyone's going through some grieving. So just be nice to yourself. It's fine. Just chill out, smoke some weed, watch some shows. Don't worry. You don't have to be productive.
And beach pods cancelled.
But the calendar's a great idea, because I think that even though you don't have to be productive and be kind to yourself, when you are, you end up feeling better. So it's like, actually being productive is being kind to yourself. A little, right? Like, definitely. You seem to be a good example. You've inspired me.
Sometimes I'll be doing something like that, like existing in this new insane reality,
like out in the world, like when you've had to do a few things.
Yeah. And so like I'll be standing there just waiting my turn in some huge queue with totally dystopian everything everywhere.
You went to Costco.
I went to Costco. So but like while I'm waiting in line there, I'm like, I can't believe that this is real. I'm like, oh my god. And then you're like, okay, just compartmentalize that.
It must be, and I guess that's maybe why this is so hard and crazy, is for basically most people alive right now, our generation especially, we've never been through something as fucking crazy as this. Like, we haven't been through World War II. Because maybe during World War II, sometimes people would like find themselves laughing and then be like, wait, we're in a fucking war, and like a bomb could fall on me at any moment, and like whatever, you know. Whereas that has never been a reality. Like, that's never been a reality for us. And so now we're like, wait, yeah, we really are in one of those crazy times. Like, it's not just imagine if something bad happened one day. Like, it's like happening.
What it was like in the war.
Yeah, yes. Oh, have you seen that film Schindler's List? Oh my. Like, it's so like no. It's like, now we're like, have you seen that movie Contagion? Like,
yeah. Although I do like watching like the political commentary, Trevor Noah, those types of people.
Yeah, because it's still funny, and then you're like
it's
informed.
Funny.
But yeah, that's true.
It's funny, and I always want to find something funny in like every situation, and so for me it's perfect. Like, people are like, oh, the memes, they're inappropriate and all that stuff, and I'm like, are they? I don't think so. It's like a commentary on the way the world is, not like making fun of dead people. Like that is
exactly.
off-color.
Like, of course, there's always inappropriate humor in any topic, but you can joke about the situation. Like, satire and humor is such a way that people are best informed, you know, and or best like, oh wow, other people feel how I'm feeling, that makes me feel better, or, you know, all these elements. And so yeah, I think there's lots of just hilarious things that have been a comfort to people, and yeah, like, bring on the memes. Love a meme. Like,
when I went to
hate
see
a meme hater.
oh yeah, there's been some great memes.
Tuesday, Thursday, April, August, autumn, winter, next year, some year.
Doesn't show, but the pain's too rose. Some stranger to you and me.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
That is definitely something great to come out of COVID.
People are so
people are so bored.
Some
and so
people's
funny.
creativity, like, some people have thrived. Like,
well,
God.
happy 420, everyone out there in the Beaver Colony, and everyone out there in the world. Stay safe. Stay home. Don't forget to enjoy responsibly.
And don't drive high. Happy 420.
Happy 420. Oh, sad beaver way.
Right, I was like,
Wah, wah.
no. It's my kind of warfare that I prefer. Like, I'm not a great sportswoman, but also just cards, like, you're thinking, you get to, like, like, there's all this satisfaction of, you know, fucking people over, especially your family.
And then making fun
and then
of them.
counting
Yeah.
out the money at the end, like, even just every 5 cents, like, oh, it's great.